All right, gentlemen, it's been a little while. So, do we remember where we left off?
So long story short, we defeated the evils in whatever our last quest was. And
The name's Hold.
yes, that place. And the evil artifact we were supposed to bring back in a bag of holding, so the priest of Morden could kind of destroyed itself because a certain daylight spell kind of blew it up. As we were leaving, we found a lot of treasure, and included in that treasure was a whole bunch, a fairly large amount of what were basically soul stones. And so we went back to port and collected our goodies, and we have freed a small number of them. Because freeing all of them is more, we don't have the resources at this point in time to free all of them, and so we have randomly selected 6 lucky souls to be released.
Indeed. And the last couple weeks we've done some more management stuff because not many people were able to get around. Let's see, New Year's, we talked about the game and got some general discussion stuff solved. And last week, we decided to codify and decide on which rule set we'd be using for Spelljammers, because there's been a few homebrew ones that we were considering, and so now that we kind of getting to where you guys are going to be owning and running a ship, we kind of need to peg it down and get it in place. And so last week, that's what we talked about.
So, well, you talked about it, but what's been decided?
We're going with the one that I linked in there. The Wizard's release on ship sailing is beneficial for understanding some things, but we're going with the one from GM Binder. It's linked to the comments just above.
GM Binder. I'm scrolling.
Meet Google Drive. It's just below UA-C ships, or UA ships C.
Oh.
Just below
Okay.
that. That's a Spelljammer PDF.
Okay.
And so, talking with everyone, unless there's any reasons to object, that would be the one that we use for rules going forward. Has a little bit more options, a little more depth and stuff than the previous ones. And so, in the game world, we come to 6 individuals who have selected 6 gems to be presented to the High Priest here, the High Priest of Morden here, and these 6 lucky individuals can meet the current existing band of our lucky adventurers, named, what was the group's name again?
The Seekers.
Seekers, right. There it is. The Seekers. So, do you guys want to go ship purchasing first, or do you want to meet your new compatriots?
I'd like to go ship purchasing.
Okay. Do you know which one you guys are going to get?
Well, I have an idea, but we've just changed rule sets, so I wonder if that matters.
It's slightly different. It's actually more 5e flavored, but it's pretty much the same as the other one you were looking at, I believe. It's like a newer version of it.
Okay. I see the ship list here. Oh,
It
dang.
looks very familiar.
No, they nerfed the galleon.
A little bit.
I love the galleon, but now it put the move rate at 2.
Move rates are reversed in this one.
No.
Well, I'm saying reversed of what the other version was. The other version, the slower
Oh.
movement rate was better. In this, the slower movement rate is worse. So, yes, the galleon's speed changed, but its speed used to be 4, which higher was worse, and this lower is worse, and so it actually is the same as what it was.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And that's one of the things. They brought it a lot more in line with standard 5e stuff, where bigger's better.
What? You didn't want your Thaco and your negative AC and yeah.
But if you said bigger is better, then it just inverted that. I don't understand.
It kind of did invert that portion, but the way they do some calculations on things have shifted a little bit as well.
Okay.
But the old version, the lower the MR movement rating, the better the ship was, the faster, the snappier it was. In this version, the higher, so example, the flitter is the thing to always look at. The flitter is a quick, snappy little fighter plane of the elves, essentially. So it is the most responsive, quickest, snappiest, but it's small, right? On the other end of it, you have something like the Dwarven Citadel, which is the most atrocious for turning and doing things. So in any rule set for the Spelljammer stuff, it's good to look at those two, because it immediately will tell you what the pros and cons are. Because the Flitter has very, it's a single-person fighter. That's all it is. It's a one-person fighter. Where on the other end of the spectrum, you have the Citadel, which is a giant mobile fortress.
All right. So looking at this doesn't have prices though.
I believe it did after. Does it not? Interesting. I thought they had it. Maybe I am wrong. They have crew raids though, so that's good. Well, I was wrong. Awesome. They do not have pricing. We will stick with the pricing for the other document then, just so we have something to go on for now.
That's fair.
Then again, the ship upgrades look fascinating.
Precisely. That's part of the reason for this version, is that it has that, instead of trying to make it up or mesh it in from another system. Let's see, I think it was this one. Yeah. Alright, so which ship are you guys going for?
Well, it's not that simple, is it? Because you've changed everything. Sorry. I don't mean to have attitude. I was originally going to suggest the galleon, or the hammer ship were very close to each other.
Yes, they still are.
Well, Kind of. But honestly, running combat maneuverability rate is amazing and kind of king.
Mm-hmm. Has been in both versions. It's actually less of an issue in this one than it was the last one.
So,
just so you're aware, because it sounds like you hadn't looked at that part, in this version, you spend one movement to move one section on a hex. So you're not forced to move a number of hexes before turning. So it simplifies things for you.
it doesn't cost an MR to turn?
It costs an MR to turn, but you have a certain number of movement. It's kind of like your speed. So the MR calculates your speed, is used to calculate your speed. And so you use one move, essentially, to turn. And so the more move you have, yes, the more you can turn, but it's not like the previous version where you had to move a certain number of hexes before turning. Before, the MR allowed you to, how many hexes you had to move before you could turn one hex to the side. And so that's no longer the case. So you could actually do a 180 now if you want and move.
Huh. I think you're mixing things up a little bit, but I see the difference. So you're saying you don't have to move and then turn. You can turn.
Correct.
Okay, but the movement rate is still the same. It means how many tiles can you move or how many times can you turn?
No. It used to be how much it takes to turn. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the sheet for a ship, character sheet essentially for a ship. And you'll see that they have the information, but they have speed now. You don't see MR on there. MR is used to calculate speed.
Scrolling.
You're all right,
Okay.
man. I'm trying to help you since you hadn't got a chance to look at it. These rules just seemed a lot simpler and a lot clearer.
There is no MR on it. That's interesting.
Correct. Because it no longer applies like it used to. It is used in the calculation of speed.
Sorry I didn't notice this sooner. This is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff on here.
There is. That's part of why we decided to go with it, because it's a very much more complete set instead of a partial complete.
Well, what else have people looked at recently for these ships? Was the hammer ship also a 50,000, same as Galleon,
I
or?
believe so. Let me look. Hammer ship is 50.
Do they have the same crew requirements?
No.
Pretty much. Hammer ship requires 4 more men, but that's about it.
Correct.
I vote hammer ship.
They have a little different armor and damage threshold. You know, they have some minor things like that are a little different. One is actually a seafaring vessel that has been retrofitted to be a spelljamming vessel. The other one is actually built as a spelljamming vessel. So it does have some disadvantages when it comes to landing. You can't use it as a water vessel like you can the other one. You still can land it, you just can't sail like you could with the other.
That hasn't really come up, but that is interesting.
No. It may or may not.
We might meet our old captain if we use a hammer ship too.
Why?
Hammer ships have a notoriety of being primarily used by mind flayers.
Not hammer ships. Hammer ships tend to be, a lot like the YTs. Well, them and the, what do you call it? Merchantmen. Those two are some of the more general purpose ships that are kind of used by a lot.
There's one very important consideration when looking at the hammer ship.
Mm-hmm.
It only uses a major helm.
Okay.
We don't know what kind of helm we have.
So we may not be able to use it in a hammer ship.
Correct.
Well, we should find out what kind of helm we have.
How do you intend to do that?
I guess we go do that.
Well, I have no idea, but I assume that there's got to be an expert on ships we could ask, like, I don't know, our captain.
Well, that and Rio remembers seeing some guys carrying a funny chair onto a boat when they're building it. She can probably recognize the group of people that is, since I believe it's a large guild that is very powerful within the spheres.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the special chair we found and see what it... I mean, I don't know if someone wrote on it. Major helm or minor helm. I don't know. We haven't even checked it.
That, my dear friends, is correct.
I would like to take a look at the chair. Even though I have no idea what
Do you want to sit in it?
specifically looking for.
Sit
I will
in.
not be sitting in it.
We'll find out if it's Death Helm real quick.
Donovan, were you speaking of hammer ships or squid ships?
A hammer.
Because hammer ships are very popular by pirates and pretty much just about everyone.
I was just going off the Spelljammer wiki I was on.
Okay. Because I've not seen that one, so that's why I was curious.
I was just reading, and it's just like, primarily used by mind flayers, some elves.
Well, that's like saying mind flayers use what they can get their hands on, which is somewhat true.
Yeah.
But they usually actually
Built
use
by
pool
humans
helms,
and
not
lizards.
major helms, which is kind of funny too. Because they actually prefer their what do you call them, nautiloids or nautiloids, whatever you want to call them. Can't remember their name offhand.
You mean like the thing we fought?
Similar, except that was not actually one of those. That was something different.
That was a really weird thing.
It was. It wasn't meant to be.
Alright.
Here you go. Here's a picture of Nyogi and what do you call it? Mind flayers. I'll let you guess which one's which.
Uh-huh. Almost looks like a spider of space.
Which one is that? Nyogi or Mind Flayer?
Mind Flayer.
No.
Really?
Yes. Nyogi are spider
So
creatures.
the Nautilus one is the Mind Flayer.
Correct.
Oh.
Mind Flayers like the things with tentacles. The legs on Nyogi Mind Spider, which is the actual name of the ship there on the right, is a Nyogi vessel. They tend to enjoy using life helms and mind control people and make them sacrifice themselves to pilot their ships. Very lovely sort of individuals, you know. The Illithid Lance is what the other one's called. Hence, the name in it. The other thing is the Mind Flayer Nautiloid. I'm not sure if it's a lance or a nautiloid that is in that picture. But I think it's probably a nautiloid because it's a little bit bigger and properly shaped. But I'm still figuring some of this stuff out.
having a flashback to our fight with one of our members not wanting to kill a spider, and I just finished it right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
So, that being said, you have seen a hammerhead before.
Yeah, we boarded one to get off
Pirates.
Cerdum.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab food. I'll be right back.
So, yes, there's a number of things to consider. There's all sorts of options, and I know it's a lot.
Of course, it's interesting that the original spelljamming document had the hammer ship. It could be major or minor helm, but the new one is just major helm.
Yeah, it is. So, Cleok,
Yes.
since you were the one to elect to look at this chair, I have a task for you.
Okay.
Find what this chair looks like. So, you can Google helms or chairs, thrones. Find a nice looking, finely crafted chair. I thought about giving you guys one, but I figured, hey, we'll let you, since you chose to look at it, make an election on what it looks like.
So I'm looking for a finely crafted chair on the internet.
Yeah, find a picture. So we have what it looks like. While you're doing that, any other questions, Cookie, on all of this? Or
I'm not
anyone else
sure.
for that matter?
It does seem that the hammer ship is an easy choice over the galleon. And so I'm kind of wondering where the trade-off is, because it looks like it's better in pretty much every category other than doesn't work with a minor helm.
Well, that number one's a big one if you have to buy a helm.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Because when they list the upgrades, the major helm upgrade is 250,000.
It's 150,000 extra.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
very
know,
significant.
the question is, do you have something worth 100,000 or 250,000?
Yeah, either way, we're pretty darn happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Gnomish helm.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Are those the ones where you have to work a forge?
No, those are the
No.
dwarven forge helms. Or artifact.
Oh, gnomish helm is the like weird contraption helm.
Yeah.
It's I hope it works helm.
Yep.
It's literally a gnome's helm for a reason.
So I'm going to assume that we have a minor helm, given the massive disparity in the
Hey.
value.
We're gonna take a look at it.
We are. I'm just gonna work from that assumption until proven otherwise.
Well, if we are limited to a minor helm,
The squid ship.
Aren't
Well-
squid ships evil people ship, or is that a different ship?
Yeah.
yeah, what?
I think squid ships were another one of the mind flayer ones, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Or at least commonly.
The wiki page I saw was used mainly by humans.
Oh, okay. Some of them have shifted and are uncertain, which is kind of the funny thing. Case in point, you have the hammerhead that's supposedly mainly used by mind flayers, but everything I found was saying it was used by pirates. And then
Actually, the hammerhead, I thought it said everything was it was commonly used by humans because all of the human ships are based off of like animals or fish.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That would make sense for the squid ship too, but I just thought the squid ship with tentacles and everything was mind flayer, but maybe that's a different looking one.
Yeah, I don't actually see the squid ship as an option on the list of ships.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing.
I see the squid ship. It's right under galleon.
Ah, there it is. My eye skipped over it. Okay.
Here's our ugly-looking helm. Maybe.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
If that's what you want it to be, that's what it looks like.
I don't know what I want it to be.
Well, you want to ask for suggestions from other people, or you want to go with that one?
Looks fine to me. Looks kind of dwarven in appearance, but
Yeah, looks
Well,
fine.
we were raiding a dwarven freaking...
Hold, yeah, we were. It's true.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
that would make sense. Anyone have a elven ship as an option? I think I read somewhere in one of the versions that their ships had plants on them so that you didn't have to worry about oxygen as much.
They're overrated.
If you want to worry about that, we could flood the hold of a squid ship. When lizardmen have it, they do that, and you could grow algae in it. It'll take care of that for us.
You algae everywhere?
No, just, in the cargo deck. Yeah, no, not suggesting it, but...
Sounded like.
So, has everyone else been able to look over that document as well, or we good on it?
I'm going to say no.
Couldn't resist.
Ooh, interesting. What's the tonnage of this ship? Because all the cost of upgrades are related to the tonnage.
That is correct.
So the heavier we make the ship, the more expensive the upgrades are.
Hammer ships are 60. Squid ships are
Yeah.
45.
Right.
Dragon ships 45. The tradesman we've been on was 25.
Right.
Tonnage also affects how much cargo, but it's a set number per ship.
Because after we buy a ship, we can increase its speed, its MR, by up to 2. One of those, basically they've got a trade-off between MR and AC.
Or minimum crew members.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of a lot of the hull plating. I'd rather just be faster. So in that sense, if we were doing, let's see, 45, it's relatively affordable to upgrade its speed. We could get a squid ship and have it maneuverable at a 5. It would still have your 3 large weapon spaces, Ryu, and be able to handle either kind of helm. For basically the same minimum crew as the hammer ship, just a little bit weaker. Yeah, I'm going to vote the squid ship. From what I've read too, it was a standard human ship. And it can land on water.
I believe the hammerhead could as well. It just couldn't really sail on water. So if you lost,
Spelljammer. Go ahead.
because if you lost your casters or your helm got damaged, you'd be stuck.
Yeah.
The squid ship is widely considered to be one of the best human designs in space. Many scholars believe that the original design for the squid ship was created by revolting prisoners of an Illithid slave world who fused together elements of sea ships and Illithid designs. The truth behind this tale is unknown, but is widely believed.
That's pretty cool.
The simplicity of the handling which the squid ship provides, combined with the good armor and weaponry, makes it one of the most popular vessels in its size class.
I'll buy that pitch.
Did the used boat salesman tell you that?
Yes.
Yes.
I have the same use.
We'll take 3.
Spokesman. No, we won't. I vote for squid.
I agree. Sounds like a best option.
Wait a minute. Point of order. Do we have a price for this?
So, if we were basing prices off of what was in the original document, it's 45,000.
Okay, so
The squid's 45? I thought it was.
it's cheaper.
Yes, sir.
Based
off the original document.
But it's interesting.
It's all around better, but probably less aesthetically pleasing and therefore cheaper.
Well, you know, the fastest hunk of junk thing.
Because the thing about it is that the old document, the squid ship is just outright better than the hammer ship in almost everything. Well, except weaponry, but because squid ship actually had more armor class but less hit points. In the new document, it's got less armor class than the hammer ship. But
so they nerfed it a tiny bit.
It might be the manufacturer of the ships. One of them's made by a company labeled after a fruit, and one of them's open source.
And squid ship has less damage. Has a less damage threshold than the hammer ship. So it is what it is.
That right there would be a good reason why it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
It's basically not as tanky.
Yeah.
Yep. How much damage did we take in the last fight?
It was a long time since we've had a ship-to-ship battle. We were back on the galleon way back when.
Yeah. I don't know if the rules of combat have changed since then.
Well, let me point out, guys, that the weapons of combat have, and these weapons are more lethal.
But these weapons make those weapons look like pansies.
They're doing more damage, and so that damage threshold is going to be passed a lot more often if anyone's carrying good weaponry.
But it also means it matters that much more too, because 1 point can mean all the difference.
Yeah.
If you're more likely to pass it, then a slight difference could help. But at the same time, having extra things to do damage can help. So
since you can literally outrun a lot of people. Oh, wait, no. Oh my gosh. They changed that too. Not only can these weapons hit harder, they shoot farther.
Oh
yes.
No.
In wild space, in the phlogiston, things fly 4 times the distance.
Wait, what? So you're saying your arrows go 4 times?
I believe it said.
Okay, so they've got range numbers here, which probably is all we cared about before when we were on a tile system, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we used to have a trade-off between the most powerful weapons only worked very slowly. They had like a range of 2 for a super powerful weapon.
Right.
You know, and so you have to get really close in order to hit, or they'll just, dodge. Okay? Because if you don't hit in 1 round, you probably won't hit at all. But these guys, the heavy trebuchet, does 12d10 damage and has a range of 8.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, the heavy cannon has a range of 7, does the same damage.
Is that 7 in 1 turn or 7 max?
I don't know. I'm going to see if they change the ruling between how it works. Because
that would be important.
Unless the maps are a lot bigger tile-wise, that would be devastating because you could hit everything in 1 shot.
They must have changed
if
something else
up,
to it.
You can see ship terminology and siege weaponry. Siege weaponry has some further descriptions on it.
Before it can be fired, all siege weapons must be loaded and aimed. A load, aim, and fire action are done using 1 ship action taken by the gunner.
Okay. So let me see. 1500 trebuchet. Yeah, they haven't converted the numbers exactly the same. What they describe here is what they are in atmosphere. So if you want to assault a castle, they've literally told you how you can do that. But come on. Show me combat. There we go.
Now, the one thing to be said about the trebuchet is that it can't hit targets that are too close.
Right. That's why you buy a cannon. Trebuchet's cheaper cannon.
Someone's power went out.
No, the water's done.
Oh.
That did sound like a UPS.
Yeah.
Just giving its death howl.
Most projectile weapons obey the laws of gravity, while any missile exists in the ship's air envelope. In an air envelope, they travel their normal range.
Makes sense.
And then outside that,
Outside, they travel at their max distance per round until they hit a solid object.
So, Yonovan, can you build cannons?
I don't see why not. I might not want to be next to it the first time we test one.
Yonovan can't build a cannon as good as we can buy, though.
Hey!
How much does a cannon cost?
We don't know that yet.
You're right.
I've not tried.
So, How much does Cookie think a cannon costs?
Let's hope you guys get attacked in the phlogiston with all your cannons.
We will ignite the flag.
Good point.
Does it actually say that they will count for that? If so,
Okay, they really do mean it. Those number of squares. They gave a combat example of a ship bombarding another one with heavy cannon fire, but its light ballistas couldn't even reach that far in one turn.
Yeah, so that's the range is the number of hexes it can travel per round.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
if the fire is within the
your ship's air bubble is the hex you're in.
Yeah.
If the fire is within the air bubble, like if someone has a torch within the air bubble of our ship, it's not going to set off the phlogiston, right?
Yeah, you are. No open flames in phlogiston.
Anywhere on the ship.
Cold rations.
How have we been cooking?
Prestidigitation doesn't create flame, alters temperature.
I think I asked this like one of the very first episodes we had.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought we were kind of hand waving all the fire stuff. So
we were saying that people were smart enough to know not to use fire in the phlogiston because you were told about it. And once you're told that if you light a match in the phlogiston, you're going to blow everything up, I figured you're smart enough to not blow everything up because none of you have struck me as suicidal. So I kind of went with the assumption that your characters were smart enough not to kill themselves off.
So can we power our cannons with phlogiston?
No.
A cannon uses gunpowder to propel heavy balls of cast iron through the air at destructive speeds. In a campaign without gunpowder, a cannon might be an arcane device built by clever gnomes or wizardly engineers, blah, blah.
Or possibly see if a dwarf
Force
can somehow
powder.
find replacement powder of some sort.
Alchemist fire projector. This device shoots a thin stream of flaming explosive liquid.
Yeah.
Though it can be devastating in combat, the Alchemist fire projectors are not popular with ships that cross between the spheres because of the flammability of the flow. In fact, the Alchemist fire projectors are recipes for disaster in the phlogiston.
Yeah.
They
Also
are
the fact
popular,
that
however, among crews that do not leave their spheres.
you also have to consider the fact that they have like a range of like 30 feet. If I remember right, their range is like you have to be in the same tile.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
adjacent.
Range is 1.
It's the same as a ram. You basically have to make contact.
Yep. So I'd rather have cannons.
I will say, if Janovan wants to use his limited supply of powder on trying to see if he can make it work in a cannon, he can do that. But he still hasn't discovered a source of regenerating his munitions. So until he finds a new source or a way to create more, it's going to be a bit tricky.
So we could be the most terrifying ship in the phlogiston until we ran out of ammo.
Basically.
And a cannon would use considerably more powder than a thunder cannon.
Mm-hmm. Janovan had mentioned it to me, and I told him it is a possibility before, and I'm keeping my word.
Oh my gosh.
What?
We can't even buy crack sailors. Literally, transplanting a crack crew to a new ship reduces it to trained status.
because it's new equipment, you have to perfect your skills in a new setting.
That's fun.
Yep. Tells you the value of crack sailors.
Well, we can... Huh.
You can, huh?
I'm just reading the process by which one crew, increases in skill.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to level up your
No.
crew, really.
It's not. Higher crew does require higher costs, and
Oh, yeah.
you do have to keep that in mind. And if you replace too much of your crew, then, casualties can kind of cause some problems.
Sure.
Or a crew could leave for higher paying opportunities.
Well,
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, soul indebted people are much better off.
Okay. All right, guys. So, what's the helm rating?
So, yeah, because they
We
have
need
better
to
crew
look at
rules
ours?
and stuff, I went with this rules as well. It's much more improved.
Yeah, this is good.
What were you saying, by the way?
I need to step away for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So we wanted to look at the chair, although I suspect the same thing as Ryu does, is that it's going to be a minor helm.
Okay. Well, who's going to investigate it to find out? And how are they investigating it to find out?
See, what do we actually know in character about these helms? We know someone sits on it. Have we seen anyone sitting on a helm before?
Yes. You've sat on a helm yourselves before on a skiff.
Yeah.
It was more of a stool than a chair, but it also was not a full-blown helm, because it didn't need to be.
Okay.
Basically, a skiff has like a minor helm. It's just able to move the skiff, and that's it.
I see what you were saying, Nate, about speed.
I knew you would.
Yeah, these ships are faster. Or such. Yeah. Because if we had a minor helm at my level, that adds 2 to our movement rate.
Correct.
Well, Cookie would be willing to sit down and sit in the chair and see what
Well,
it
Cookie, when you
reacts
go to
to.
sit in it, Ceridan's sitting in it, and it's not doing anything.
Hey, don't break the chair. It does look good on you, but I don't think.
Strong.
How does Ceridan reply to Cookie asking him about sitting in the chair? As
Rolls his eyes and gets up.
Ceridan's the only one that knows what you said, by the way.
You sit in it then.
Okay, I will. I sit in it.
Roll me an Arcana check.
I'm good at these. Well, I'm not horrible at them.
Well, you're going to determine what it is.
Less bad than I am.
I'm only +4. Aw, crap. Wait a minute. Do I have? I don't know. We'll find out. I might have advantage. Let's find out.
Why would you have advantage?
Depends on what I was making the specialties of my branch of magic do.
In this case, it wouldn't apply from that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. What'd you get?
15.
You successfully are able to attune to this, and you notice a few things out of place with it magically, and you're able to attune those, and you have a major helm at your disposal. 15 was the point to make it so as a major helm. Congratulations.
Holy crap!
Nice.
I hadn't determined, and I love making dice make rules.
Oh, guys.
And guess what you did?
Guys, we're rich! We're filthy rich!
You get an additional helm rating, which means an additional speed.
We do.
Or we could sell it and get a minor
No.
You can't sell things for full value.
I know that. I'm quite aware of that.
Okay.
I'm being a smart aleck.
You're good. I don't mind. I was just making sure that was known. I didn't know if it was known or not, so I wanted to make sure it was.
Dang.
Unless it's trade goods.
Then you'll lose half the value.
All right,
Depends
guys.
on your roll.
With that, hey guys, this is a really good helm.
Hammer ship's back on the table. No.
Let's take a look. We talked ourselves into the squid ship. The hammer ship does have, it costs more to upgrade it. It costs more minimum crew. So if we were to make it faster, it would cost more for that. But it's got a built-in AC 1 higher, more hit points, and better damage threshold. Anything else really different?
More hit points.
Crew
Higher damage threshold.
requirements.
Yeah, the crew.
I'm perfectly fine with the squid ship.
See, the crew requirement, it's interesting. The stripping option decreases the AC by 1, and to increase the move by 1. So that's kind of the counter of what we've given ourselves here. So
someone wishes they could have a Man of War, though.
Man of War looks pretty good. That's true. It's got higher move, better damage threshold, better weapons. That's true.
Can we afford it?
It costs a smooth 100K.
And how much do we have budgeted?
Well, budgeted, we probably want to spend no more than 60.
So that would answer no, we can't afford it.
Yeah, not today.
Yep. You know,
however,
you kind of sold Ryu on the squid ship, with the sales pitch you had, so she's good with the squid ship.
Feel free to go jump out and look at the deck for each and see if you have a preference based on that and what they look like. Later on, you'll be able to probably customize or get a custom ship, but for now, this is what the options are. It doesn't hurt to look at the deck plan so that you can have an idea of what you're working with. So, yeah, I know Yonovan posted the hammer ship deck plan. Haven't found a good conversion yet, so something I'm still working on, but I've thought about introducing like the whale ships and dolphins and other options like that from previous versions.
Huh. Squid ship looks kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There you go. You have a squid and hammerhead right next to each other now in chat.
Yep.
So
The squid ship is cheaper because the user interface is weird and it looks ugly.
So it's a Windows phone?
Wow.
Oh.
Still better than BlackBerry.
All
hey,
that.
those used to be all the rage, man. So, while you guys are talking about that, do you want to move on to introducing the new characters and finding them? To
Yeah.
bolster your crew to 12 within the confines of the Seekers.
This is going to be good. Let me go grab the character sheet that I printed.
Sounds good. And then when you guys are ready, let me know and we can let whoever you want take off and lead the way. I do believe one person mentioned they weren't able to make an additional yet, so if someone has two that they've made, let me know, and we could probably use those two.
I will start off if that's okay.
Okay, so you guys get to the Temple of Morden with your 6 crystals and present them to the High Priest there. The first one to come, he performs a ritual with these rare materials that he gave you the ingredients, the recipe for, and the crystal dissolves, and as it does, it like forms a kind of like smoky substance that billows up and forms a shape. Go ahead and describe the general shape of this, and then as it solidifies into its form, what we see coming forth.
You see a tall, slender, well, dang, it pretty much looks like a tree. It is a tree. What? It's got branches, and it's not really moving at all.
That's your additional whole plating.
You hear this creak as it slowly turns and bends and flexes limbs back and forth. Turns around, faces the party, and you can see a face kind of midway up its chest, trunk.
Do you have a picture you want to share with people
I
about what it looks like, or not?
do. I put it on my character sheet. Let me see if I can get it. Did I pop it onto here?
If you give me what it looks like, I'll try to add it on Tabletop Simulator.
I think I stole it straight out of one of the books, actually. Here. Uploading. I love paint.
Mm-hmm.
Turns to face you. Says, I am Group.
Group. Ah.
Frowns. Seems to be looking around for something. I am Group. Looks up. I am Group.
Hi, I'm Cleoc.
Turns to face you. I am Group.
Yes, you've told us. How do you feel?
It's not really paying attention to you.
Is he looking past him, or?
Hey. He,
I suppose it's a good thing I don't look like a woodpecker.
Sort of plods around. You see him wandering around, looking. He'll continue to do that for the next hour, probably.
Okay.
How fast is his movement?
Right now, very meandering. He is, 7 to 8 feet tall, so he's got a tall stride, but he's still he's about a Goliath size, but he's obviously modeled after a movie character.
And I whispered to the group, man, I didn't think the creatures could get any weirder.
I just stare at him.
Oh, just wait.
Is there another treant in there named Beard Tree?
Nope.
I see what you did there.
You do?
I do.
That one has fangs and horns.
All right, so that is I Am Group. Who would like to take the next?
Sure.
All right, take it away.
So, you see, the figure of a humanoid began to appear. out of smoke, somewhere around 5.5 feet tall, about 140-ish pounds. As his form comes into shape, you notice that it's got a few human features, but also pointy ears. Yonovan, well, most of us would probably know this or think is a pretty good chance this is a half-elf. Having bright blonde hair, brown eyes, wearing studded leather, has see a short sword and a dagger at his sides. And suddenly comes in, regains focus, and like, oh, I feel so stiff. Where am I? And where's that
I am
dragon?
Droop.
Where's that dragon breath lizard that got me in this situation in the first place? And looks around the room and doesn't see him. And it's like, so what happened? Am I dead?
Cookie, as captain of the group, do you want to speak?
Yeah, sorry, I was typing to you.
I'm going to assume that's in character.
No.
From Saradin.
Oh no.
Welcome. You are not in Dinan's hold.
Wait. Where? Oh, it's starting to come back to me a little bit.
We defeated a group of really bad people who had this artifact that apparently stole your soul.
Oh, that explains the out of body kind of experience and the neck stiffness.
My name is Cookie. What's your name?
Doran. I was on an expedition for some sort of destroying an evil artifact with a few companions of mine, one of which will be unnamed because we got surprised from behind and surprised and we fired out a lightning bolt, fried me instead. And I don't remember anything after that.
Wow.
So where is that, dragon breath lizard?
He's probably dead. And then again, he might be in one of these gems.
We found lots of them.
Oh, really? Well, if you happen to somehow randomly free him, I want first dibs at him.
Oh.
And
you could stick around and see if we locate him. This, what your half-elf there sees is this like blank, flip-faced, generally humanoid, human-looking figure talking to him with like monotoned, almost no emotion sounds really to him.
And my apologies, but I should thank you for freeing me. And
yes, welcome back to life.
So, do you know how long?
Not enough. Well, we do know experiments were going on there for long enough to raise a dragon from an egg to a young adult.
I just seem to remember seeing maybe a couple of eggs.
Oh boy. It's been a while.
No idea. I don't raise dragons, so I don't know the. Yeah.
Well, not everyone gets to live twice, so after I stretch a little bit, get some of this stiffness and cricks out of my joints, so I'll have to take a look around.
I guess that will be later. Yeah.
What?
Sometime while this is going on, maybe after 1 or 2 people are met, IM Group is going to walk outside.
Okay.
Can.
Stretch his roots.
Do you want me to take the next one?
Please.
Or do any... Okay. So, it almost looks like the effect of the spell didn't take place, because it seems to be forming like maybe a foot and a half tall. After a while, you see brown fur, and you see a mouse there. Turn around and look at you.
This must have been the first
Hello?
experiment.
I knew I shouldn't have skipped that
You
talk
see
with the
it
animals
moves its
class.
hands, and Cookie, in your head, you hear, hello.
Whoa. Do you... Cookie tries to speak back to it in my head. Can you hear this?
Yeah. With the chirps, you see him move his hands again. And you hear, yes, I can.
Wow. Hello, little one.
I put my talon on Cookie's shoulders, like, do you understand that?
No, but he's speaking to me anyways.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Since Cookie's the one that talked, he says to him, so what is going on? Where are we?
You, I'm going to speak it aloud. You are, rescued from a very evil artifact that stole your soul. We just found and destroyed the artifact, and we have freed you.
Oh, what? Where is my friend? Did he make it?
You're only the third person we have freed. Is your friend this giant tree here, or this yellow-haired human elf?
He looks over at the tree. So I am Group. In your head, you hear, have you seen my friend?
You all can't hear what he responds. But for the sake of this argument, he can communicate just fine to animals.
Oh gosh.
Keep in mind, this is the
no.
message spell. You can reply.
No. In fact, I know many of your kind. You are unusually bright for your size.
I was a wizard's apprentice and learned many things.
Our forest grows strong with the presence of many friends. Welcome.
Back to Cookie. The tree doesn't know where my friend is either, as you called him.
Well, maybe you would like to wait around and see.
And
we have a few more.
1.5 foot tall mouse walks over, like humanoid walk, not all fours. Walks on over. Very well. Let us see what else you are able to find.
So, I like the squeak.
so out of curiosity, how big is this room?
It's a good 60-foot radius room. It's one of the chambers that he is using for this process.
So Duran raises his hands like, how many more are you doing of this? I mean...
At that, the priest of Morgan speaks up. I can only do 3 more right now.
All right. Having my soul stuck in the gym for so long, might be a little bit claustrophobic for. list, so.
I know what you mean.
Warn me before you do that next time.
What do you mean? I did.
Never mind. And Dorian continues kind of trying to stretch out.
Can you all spell your name in chat so we have it?
Please. And perhaps race and class.
Oh, we can ask about that. The race is kind of obvious.
I know, but it'd be helpful to have the names linked. Just, yeah. Squeak, mouse hook.
Well, it's the name he took on when he was, given sentience, and, that's what he does.
It should be readily obvious what at least somewhat the flavor of my second character.
Is your last
But
name
he hasn't
Gray?
been created yet. Huh?
Is your last name Gray?
That would be a nice pun or play on words for his
Dorian the Explorer.
Wow.
He died doing what he loved.
All right. So, onward. We have three to go. Who would like to take the next?
I'll take the next.
Does I Am Group leave the room or not?
Yes, he goes outside.
As he does. Where are you going? What is it you're looking for?
I need to see the sun and feel the air. And maybe my friend is outside.
Unlikely. Based on what they've said, we've all been trapped in gems for a while. Our friends are either dead or in them.
Maybe so.
Yonaman, take it away.
So, what apparates before you when they are released from the crystal is a female wood elf of average height, 5'5", and 105 pounds or so. Jet black hair and studded leather armor with a hand crossbow kind of hidden behind a cloak. A couple of daggers on the hip. What's happening? Who are you?
You're the fourth person to say that.
Apparently they have let us all out of these crystal things that they have brought forth. We were trapped there based on their last adventure.
Yes, welcome.
So my name is Cleok. This is Cookie, Yonovan, Rio, Saradin, oh my gosh, Norrisil.
Much brighter, so I'm assuming you killed what trapped us here.
Yes, and we have woken you up a great distance from where you were trapped. We're in the Temple of Moradin.
At whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure that out too.
I can't remember. I don't remember where our quote-unquote base of operations is.
Yeah. The Temple of Moradin. You are in... Sorry. throat decided to go crazy. Give me a minute.
I'm Freya, and I was with a group that, well, I ventured in to find some supposed Chinese. My group that was with me, that most likely came after me, I don't see them here.
Well, you are one of the first that we've been able to free. Unfortunately, we're running out of resources to free everybody, but this will be the start. Once we are able to procure more resources, we will be able to free more of the souls that we found.
Oh,
And
well,
the
I
space
can go to
station
the
is
city.
the Katoon space station, or spaceport.
Perfect. A big station. I'm good at acquiring funds.
Okay.
I was here a while ago before I was trapped. I wouldn't recommend stealing. They have a very high penalty for that.
I wish for the cookies. I really
keep in
wish I
mind, you guys
know what
don't
he was
hear.
saying.
Keep in mind, you don't hear. Yeah, you guys don't know what the squeak is. Only the
You don't
person
hear
you're
the
talking
squeak
to.
talking. Yeah.
So the half elf
So-
hears squeaking and then hears the voice in her head.
He's a word elf, right?
Yep.
Okay.
She.
Okay.
Would you write her name down for us?
Oh yeah.
Donovan?
It's been typed, just waiting to.
Ah.
Oh, we got two rogues. Yeah.
Party up. All right, so, Sheridan, Ryu, do either of you have a character you'd like to present?
Rio?
Okay, so Ryu said he does not currently. Sheridan, do you have one you'd want to present?
Two figures appear, identical in every way. Between 6 and 7 feet tall, dragonborn.
Huh.
You read in PDF.
Is that?
Wait, there were two souls trapped in that one stone?
No. For these are a pair of Trend Mine Dragonborn.
But for me, as an outside observer, I don't know that yet.
That means.
Did you say it?
I see two bodies out.
Cleoc probably
Right.
would actually say that out loud. Wait,
Yeah.
two in this one?
Oh, we are Ewelith and we are one.
I can imagine the voices are in like perfect unison.
What?
Sheridan, do they talk together at the same time, or do they, like, intermediary turns?
Kind of alternate, or
They
same
can.
time.
They sometimes talk at the same time when they're, trying to stress the importance of something.
So
They can just alternate.
in this case, did they talk at the exact same time?
In this case, they do.
What?
I was the one that trapped us.
We don't know. But probably dead now, because we destroyed their artifact.
He's not here.
What? So, we're not really sure what they were, but when we killed them, one rotted away, and one kind of like turned to ash. So, we assume they're dead.
Just so you
Getting
know,
into
those
one who would
things-
trap my sister and I.
Yonovan,
What's
since
squeak?
you're the one that said that to you, you hear in your mind. Just so you know, they are actually of the fiend type of the lower planes. If one rotted, that means he was trapped from returning to his plane. The other one would have, upon being destroyed, returned home.
Huh. Wow.
He doesn't know this.
Nope.
So
He only said it
Really
to
Only one
Jonathan.
of them does.
So to clarify, what do you mean by trapped on this plane? Does that mean he's in a soul gem somewhere?
If his corpse rotted, then he was slain here and is truly dead.
Oh,
If his
wonderful.
corpse was not here, then he's not truly dead.
Hey guys, the one that turned to ash went back to a lower plane, and the one that rotted is dead. So we got one of them, and the other one, I guess, can't come back for a bit.
Huh.
Yay? Squeaks is really smart.
The mouse knew about the lower planes?
Yeah,
What?
evidently.
One of these lower
So
planes?
in your mind you hear this, yes, my master was doing some research on them. I'm
Oh,
uncertain if he is alive or if he perished. He was not well, as I lost vision. He was mortally wounded.
you're a familiar? Or
Sort of.
Huh.
Kind of used to be. But I became a friend. He didn't like that I was trying to steal from him. I was a fellow wizard's experiment, per se, and had to make a living. You guys hear a series of the squeaks, and then Cookie finally responds.
Okay. So you used to be with a wizard, and he got hurt. He's gone. Well, how did you find your way to that artifact?
My friend and teacher, my master, brought me. He taught me many things.
Hmm.
He was investigating and researching the denizens of the lower planes to better oppose them.
Okay, good, because we wouldn't want the other reasons for investigating the denizens of the lower planes.
Excuse me for interjecting, but I'm not sure I like this whole one-sided conversation thing. Can you do? There's some way you could talk to all of us?
I think he is. We
Cleon,
can't understand
to you,
him.
you hear in your mind, I am speaking. Unfortunately, you do not seem to be able to understand my common tongue, so I use spells so that you may actually hear me in an understandable fashion to you.
Understood. I hope we can either learn your language or you learn ours in due time, so we don't have to.
I know your language. I just do not have the vocal organs to properly speak it.
And I'm not sure I have the vocal organs to speak yours either. So I guess we'll have to make do with this.
That is the difficulty, unfortunately.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
There is
Saradin.
Yeah, there's Saradin's Dragonborn.
I'm done.
So what are your twin souls, Aerolith, doing?
They were just watching the conversation. But I guess if that's over, they're gonna walk out as well.
My apologies for interrupting you. Is there...
Is there?
How are
Can't
you
stop
feeling?
now. Angry that we were trapped and relieved that we're free.
That's fair. But no permanent injuries or no injuries or anything like that.
No, you're fine.
I'm hungry.
Thank you.
Huh.
So you get the sense that they're still trying to wrap their minds around the whole thing.
I gotta say, out of character, Sargon, congratulations on finding the weirdest possible thing to do. Because everything we've done is weird, but you've just won.
My character is not that weird.
Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 2 of the characters are really not all that weird.
Standard.
I mean, here's a walking tree, here's a mouse. And you're 2 but 1.
A mouse with at-will message. Or so it seems.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah. Message is a cantrip?
Yeah.
Sending is a spell, but message is a cantrip.
Okay. This message.
Out of character, these guys are going to be fun to play because I've got 2 different HPs.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Each of me has its own health, so that's going to be fun to keep track of.
How do you keep track of which one got hit?
They have different bodies.
Yeah, I got it listed as A and B on my sheet.
Okay, just making sure. Did anyone have a second character? Ryu said he was
prepped.
unable to make one, so if you
I had not finished making mine.
No, I've got a paladin companion, but it's not ready.
Basically, I've got a character. He could show up. He just won't have a character sheet. But
yeah, or that.
Well, I have one that's 90% complete that I can have show up if you guys want, or we can let one of you guys have it, or we can just hold off and let Rio make one to show up later.
Rio, would you like to say hold off?
What'd you say, Yonavan?
I was asking if Rio wants to make one.
I'd like to if I have time.
Okay.
Okay, we'll give you 1 more week.
And then we'll roll dice and decide which one of the 3 other characters comes out.
That works. You good with that, Cleok?
Yep. I go over to the priest. It's like, are you all right? You look a little exhausted.
I'm all right. Just, this is strange, these weird creatures that are coming forth.
I wasn't sure if this process would take a lot out of you, so I just wanted to...
It is a ritual, so no, I am all right.
That's good.
So we're waiting an hour for each of these guys? Is it a short ritual?
Ritual's 10 minutes.
Ritual's 10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, so 10 minutes per. And so, we now have additional crew members for the ship. Now, have we decided which ship to acquire, gentlemen?
Okay. Here's my take on it, guys. Okay? I think it comes down to pretty much 2 separate little issues, okay? I want it faster. We can start out stock. Starting stock, the hammer ship is hands down the one to go. Okay? If we upgrade it, we can upgrade the squid ship 1 movement rate, basically for free. Well, I mean, we have to pay for it, but that's probably cheaper too. And it would have the same minimum crew complement then as the hammer ship. Or we can upgrade the hammer ship to reduce its armor class, in which case it would end up having the same effective thing.
Same as the
So
squid.
they're really pretty close together. The hammer ship has maybe a little more room for us to grow into it. So I would vote the hammer ship.
Workshop on the hammer ship.
Say hammer.
I'm sure you could make room for it.
All right. And who doesn't want to be feared as a pirate?
I don't want to be feared as a pirate.
Okay then.
So that's actually interesting. In this version, the hammer ship and squid ship both have the same number of weapon slots. So they're much closer in this version.
What was the price difference between the two?
Well, hammer ship's 50. I think the squid was like
45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The squid ship does have 5 less damage threshold, which is something big to consider. Has a
It
little
is,
less
yeah.
tonnage, but does have less crew requirement.
Yeah.
As is, we do have 12, so you would only need an additional 12 for minimum staffing on the hammer ship, or
Right.
a fully staffed admin crew for the squid.
For that reason, I would say we should take the squid.
The hammer ship does have more health, more AC, more cargo, and more damage threshold.
Guys, if we took the squid, I would press you hard to upgrade it so that its minimum ship crew was
can't
the same
upgrade
as
it yet.
it. Ah, okay.
You have to find a location to upgrade. This port does not have upgrades, it's only standard.
Okay.
When you go to the shipwright to ask about stuff, they said, yes, we know of them, but they're not able to be done here. We don't have the skills here. You'd have to find ports that have the craftsmen.
Well, guys, we have enough cash that we can afford to buy the minimum crew complement. That'll be okay to go with the hammer ship. Although really, either one will work. I like the way the hammer ship looks better myself.
Aye, Captain.
Hammer ship's fine with me. I'm fine with both. The one thing that I would say would be in the squid ship's favor is that it's easier to apply both upgrades to that.
That's true.
Otherwise, the hammer ship.
Squid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, the hammer ship would have a min crew complement of 48.
That's what you're saying.
You're right. If we were going for full speed, that'd be true. But on the other hand,
But otherwise, the hammer ship is probably hands down the winner because I don't think the staffing it with a standard crew is that much of a detriment.
we'd be better off upgrading to the man of war eventually, if it came to that, because
Right.
you could make that one go faster.
The Elven specialty ships aren't available here at port. You'd actually have to find a special port for the Elven specialty ships.
Okay. You might have already answered this and I didn't hear it, but when you're selling a ship back, does it follow the same rules of you get only half your money back?
No, it can be worse. Depends on how much damage and repairs have been done over the time period, but you're likely to get half or less.
So buying one ship now and upgrading later to a new ship is less of an option because you have a lot of depreciation.
You're probably more likely to want to try to find a replacement or capture a replacement.
Well, if you're capturing a replacement, it's probably worse than the ship that you're in.
Maybe not.
Well, if you can capture it.
Well, we take it by surprise, steal it.
I know. So one reason why I like
semi-lawful in doing so, but yes.
Not that Cleoc would ever suggest stealing a ship, but the other Doran might be amenable to it.
And keep in mind, Cleoc may be okay stealing ships from, say, flesh dealers.
Yes.
Or pirates.
Per se. So that's why I said you might.
The one thing
But the one thing, what, Ryu?
The one thing I see that is a big advantage of the smaller ship that requires a smaller crew is if something were to happen and the crew were to mutiny or abandon us or whatever, that was just the player characters and our companions, we would still be able to operate the ship.
On that, we have one more thing to speak of on the topic. At the end of the document, there is a sheet for building for the ship, basically a ship character sheet. On that character sheet, there is roles for the officers. Part of the point of having additional people released is that you now have someone to be on the ship and off the ship at the same time. Meaning, if there is an encounter with a ship, guess what? You get to play it as it is your ship, and you have the character to do so. That also means, on an adventure, you can swap out which of the two characters you want to bring. So, it is unlikely that those who are part of the group would mutiny, since they are actually part of the ownership of the ship. Because if they are part of the, the adventuring group, the Seekers, the company of the Seekers, then they won't mutiny because they're bound to it. It's in their interest not to. And so then if there was a mutiny attempt, you still have level 5 characters on the ship to deal with the underlings.
Okay, guys.
Yeah. And basically we can't be stranded unless someone dies.
Yep.
So, I'm seeing some reasonable arguments for just starting small and getting a squid ship. Is there anyone opposed to the squid ship?
No opposition to either one. Just keep in mind, as you are sailing, it will cost to return, unless you have a mission to return here, or the ships may not be available. You happen to hit the season of the time where the ships have just finished a few of them, so there's a larger amount available.
Right.
At other times, there will be rules, even in ports that build the ships, to see what is available or not. So, just saying, don't expect to instantly be able to upgrade when you feel like it if you decide to go with one over the other. Just making sure people making decisions are aware of the rules or the situations that the characters might be aware of.
Well, so the hammerhead seems to be primarily for fighting ship to ship, or at least surviving ship to ship. But we also don't have, we haven't figured out weapons or anything else for it either, which seems important to figure out. If we have a really great weapons armament, then maybe we do want the hammerhead to be able to do more combat in space.
I should go for the squid. Right now, I think it's important that we do as many missions as we can. And I think a faster ship will help with that.
Hammerhead
It will not
and
be faster. They are the same
squid
speed.
is the same speed.
You cannot
So
make
let's go for the
them
stronger one.
faster at all until you find a port that has upgrade capability you're looking for.
Yep. So the hammerhead has higher maintenance because it has larger crew, and it has higher upgrade cost because it's heavier, right?
Correct. It also has
But also
more
has more
capacity.
cargo, which means we can carry more loot,
Correct.
potentially.
I'm pretty sure we won't ever run out of loot. You could do trade goods, but
We suck at that.
we basically ignored it.
Keep in mind, that was when you're on someone else's ship and had limited control. You now have more control, so you can choose a few more things than you could before.
Okay. I think, guys, based on a few reasons. Number one, that tonnage means, Yonovan can have all the forge space he wants. We can bring on extra people or goods or things. I'm going to vote that the hammerhead hammer ship is going to be better for us in the long run for the kind of operations we want to do, and
I
we can
concur.
afford it.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well, we need a name.
That you do.
No.
Eddie. Well, it's better than Bodie McBoatface.
Oh my god.
Well, we are seekers. We are
Sharknado! I mean,
That's gonna be worse crystals at his sleeping spot tonight.
That is something you'll probably want to look into, Yonovan, is how to generate additional crystals. One experiment I have not heard you say you've done.
Damn
We could call it Steve.
it. Depth.
The
Oh, great, Steve. What do you want?
we could call it something like the Big Friendly. The Finder. The AstroTurf. I kind of like AstroTurf. The
Lucky Lucy.
The Lucky Lucy. This has a good ring to it. I like the alliteration. And the Lusitania was a sister ship to the Titanic. The Titan. We are seekers aboard the Titan. Good color source. The Lantern. The Maelstrom? I don't know. I kind of want a more friendly name. Everything Ryu suggesting is a bit less friendly.
Tempest.
Although the Tempest is a good name.
Yeah. Tempest Tamer.
Firebrand.
I have found some rules to assist in trading goods a little better as well, and I will talk with you guys on that later.
Has anyone figured out where I'm getting the names of all these ships?
The Delphinius. I know the Delphinius. Ah, I love the Delphinius. Of course, that's from Skies of Arcadia.
It is. Sleipnir.
If we can
Oh,
get a
man.
moonstone cannon, I'm all for it.
Phineas or Slipknot?
Well, then we could call it the Little Jack and get a harpoon gun.
So y'all are coming up with some cool names. Do we want to have a sort of storm centered name, or something more like a clever pun, like, this is the Seeker's Lantern?
I was thinking of something like that.
Sort of
So
truth.
where we could talk in home or somewhere out, talking code somewhere out, and everyone would run back.
Get to the call it the choppa.
Do you know the way? Or Seekers would call it the way.
The way. Might as well call it like the White Lotus or something fun. The Hyperion.
I take Oracle.
Oracle.
Apocalypse.
Oracle's not bad.
It's incredibly bad.
All right, so we thrown out a few words. Anything resound with people?
I don't really have a preference.
Jan-
The
Janabin?
Inquirer. Don't think we should name it Harbinger. Just I like that.
Tell me about Sleipnir. What is that?
Mythology.
Horse
isn't it?
mythology, I think.
Yeah,
Like a
isn't
horse.
that like one of Loki's kids?
No, it's a horse ridden by Odin. 8-legged.
Ooh,
Odin's horse.
Yeah.
The slipper. Call it old
Oh.
Slippy.
Sleipnir is its mother. Loki's its mother. Yeah.
That's Loki's mother, is a horse?
Oh, Loki's its mother.
How?
He turns into a male and
Wow.
then
Okay.
yeah, that happens.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, honestly, I like Delphinius, but it's going to be a mouthful to say. And Sleipnir is also, I mean, we don't speak Norse. It's going to be a challenge. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I want to pronounce it right,
You want to go with Oracle?
Oracle. The Seeker's Oracle.
That's fair.
I like something lighthearted, like Lucky Lucy.
Hmm.
Meh. Or a modification of, yeah. Tempest is cool.
You can call it the Query or the Inquisitive.
The Inquisition.
Well, if you're the Seekers, I figured you're all inquisitive, so
Yeah.
call it inquisitive.
I kind of like this 2-word thing you got going, like Lucky Lucy, with the same first.
Tempest Tamer.
Well, something like the Tipsy Titan or the
Bunch of drunkards we are.
the
Yeah.
the Moonlight Maelstrom, or the
Mindless Manticore.
the Tricky Tornado, something. The Odd Oracle. The the
Ostentatious.
the Honest Oracle.
Those
Misspelled.
exist.
Not
Yeah.
Oblivious Oracle?
Oblivious Oracle.
Oblivious is too many syllables.
Yeah.
The Henri Oracle.
Aren't they all?
The
Obstinate Oracle.
Seeker's Salvation.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Good salvation, yeah, that is good.
Especially when it rescues us when we're escaping
Yeah. Seeker's
Now-
Salvation.
Now, salvation may not. There may be a better word than salvation.
No.
No.
You, Cleoc has it.
Yeah.
Is that what you want it to be called?
Yeah.
I do.
Yay! I did something, I think.
Our paladin might have an issue with it, but he's not out yet.
Your paladin may have an issue with it.
Well, judging by the fact that we couldn't figure out Tenchi Muyo, sorry, Ryan, but I have no no aspirations to get the nerd points from you.
Wow.
I think my cat's hungry.
Your cats are always hungry.
It's what
Well-
the
It's the only way to keep them from being fat.
the officious oracle is what the OO in Yahoo stands for.
Huh.
All right.
Not
Because
the
it's-
odoriferous orifice.
Yet another hierarchical officious oracle is apparently what it's supposed to stand for.
Wow. Glad that worked out for them.
Yep, no clue.
Wow.
There we go. That's what I meant to put up there for you.
Yay!
So the second one actually has some of the stuff
That's-
filled in.
Yeah.
So, that being said, the different officer roles have not been filled. And like I said, I was planning on allowing you guys to double up on the officer duties so that
Okay.
you can have, off shift and go questing and there still be someone on the ship that has the role.
Well,
The only other thing left to do is, do you initiate these new 5 right now, individuals into the Seekers or not?
yeah, we would very much like additional companions to seek
And,
interesting things among the stars.
And as much as Cleoc may not like that Squeak doesn't seem to be able to speak common, he can speak to group. I am group.
He can.
Oh wow! I didn't realize how
To
important
be
that would
honest,
be.
I wasn't sure what I was saying that as Cleocadoran, but
Maybe
either
both.
one works. So you want me to join your little merry band of adventurers for saving me, huh?
Well, there's much profit to be made.
Oh, really?
You did say you had lost friends as well. If they unlock others, you may want to be there to see them.
Well,
I mean, you're free to leave. There is
I
a
would
big wide world.
love to see the look on his face if you actually do free him. Very well. I'll travel with you for now. Also, as I am, despite being captured, rather skilled in some certain things.
Group comes back in, walks up to the mouse and tries to communicate, as he knows to communicate with animals. But I guess the regular animal communication is going to be it's not going to really work on an intelligent mouse.
I don't know how that would work.
But he tries to communicate to to Squeaks. I look for my
Well, when he goes to talk to him, Squeaks will look at him and be like, Yes.
Yes.
Is your name actually I am Group, and what do you need?
Yes. My name is I am Group. I am Group. And I am looking for my shoulder
Group.
friend.
Shoulder.
Twice as big as you. Likes really shiny stuff. He knows how to talk to me, but you know how to talk. This is cool.
The folks here, I don't know if you understand them, but are wondering if we would wish to join them on their ship. It sounds as though they're seeking to procure more items to release more of those who are trapped.
Shoulder friend trapped. Yes. Yes, we'll go. What what you see, I am Group cross swiftly to, let's see, who would he identify as the leader here?
Cookie, since Cookie's been the primary spokesperson for them.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, that's a good idea. You know what? I'm going to roll randomly.
While he's doing that, Squeak is also going to pass on the information that I Am Group has told him to Cookie.
So I rolled a d6, and that just, I'm going down. There are 6 of us in chat in order. So, Group walks over to Nurisil and swiftly. I mean, he is fast for a tree. Okay, and attempts to shake Nurisil's hand if Nurisil would allow it.
If he puts his hand out, Nurisil looks at it kind of blankly, and then puts it out, registering that he's trying to do the human thing, which Nurisil doesn't, exactly fall into.
But it's okay.
You are seeking to shake hands as to some accord.
I am Group. Looks around at everyone. I am Group.
I suppose that means you are joining our group. Very
I am
well.
Group.
Well, at the very least, I've signed on to something that's certain to at least be interesting in the first couple of weeks.
Out of character, I am Group is not intelligent. I mean, he's intelligent as anyone, but I'm going to really play him as not that intelligent.
I don't expect barbarians to be that intelligent.
Exactly. But I've never played someone deliberately non-intelligent, so that's kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Does Cookie wish to speak to the other two individuals, or technically 2.5 individuals?
Yes. So, my lady, Dragonborns, will you partake in joining us on this adventure?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Sergeant.
I shall.
Oh, well, welcome. We're currently working on procuring a ship. And, I'm sorry, who have we not talked with? Freyan? I know we've talked to Swashbuckler and
Yeah.
the Treant. And, does Cookie have a hat? Of course he has a hat. He has a very fancy hat.
Freyon is the one you have not spoken with.
Yes. Well, my lady elf, we could always use another. And it seems like you do like to get around and seek out interesting places. Jonathan, are you muted?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
I'm talking to you.
I spaced out.
It's okay. So it seems like you like to see interesting places, and I'm sure that we will definitely find interesting places for you to seek out.
Yeah, those baby dragons were interesting.
We do tend to avoid evil artifacts that try to kill us, but
Well,
we can try to find that too if you want.
technically,
Oh,
didn't
the
kill
dragons, yes.
them.
And Monsieur Mr. Mouse, what is your name? And are you a mouse, or how shall we refer to you? I mean no insult.
My master called me Squeaks, since that is what he knew me as before I learned this spell. That is suitable for now, and yes, I will join your
Well, that's
lovely
great.
group.
So, quick aside, kind of relevant. What does everybody, like to do? I myself, I cook, and I work. I work some weird magic. Unpredictable, but lots of healing, usually. I am Group.
What is it you would like them to know?
I bash things quickly.
Cookie.
Quickly.
I am Group says he enjoys bashing things quickly.
Oh,
I've not seen him do anything quickly.
Yes, you have. You've seen him swiftly cross the room and shake hands with Narasel.
Okay.
Usually not moving quickly. Well, welcome. I am Groot. Mr. Squeaks? He may be silent.
Yes, Cookie?
How do you, do you fight? How do you protect yourself from other people?
I learned to be a wizard, training with my mentor. I have some spells.
Okay. No fire, right?
I prefer force damage. I can create fires, but that's more
Okay.
for survival.
Oh, okay. Well, no fire in Phlogiston.
Yeah, I don't feel like burning my fur off.
Okay, good.
My mentor actually taught me to know how to fly the ship as well.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Doran,
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
you seem to be a rather quick on your feet. Would you like to tell us some about how you like to handle your enemies?
How I like to handle my enemies? Well, at that, I like to show them just how inferior they are to me. 'Cause I'm too quick for them to keep up with me, and I strike hard and fast. All while making fun of them while I do so. It's so fun to watch them get flustered. But you know,
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not a little bit. I'm not above making sure that I pick fights that I can win. But man, they're going to know when they're losing.
Right.
Also, me and the big hippo or whatever his name is. I'm sure we'll get along just fine as well.
You like having a shield, huh?
Well, I'm pretty quick and nimble, but well, I certainly don't want to get surrounded or anything like that.
Right. And Freyan, how do you like to
I sneak up behind people and cut their knife purse or their coin purse and run away.
Well, hey, that is a skill we could use. As long as you're not a kleptomaniac.
My paladin friend keeps telling me to stop doing it, though. He says we can get money other ways.
Yeah, we can. That your way might land us in prison.
Fran, you want to give me a perception check?
Sure. I'm not very perceptive. 3 minus 1. 5.
A rogue who's not very perceptive?
By the way, what do you
I
have
rolled
on you?
poorly.
Do you have a coin purse or anything available?
Me?
Yes. Fran.
Little mouse rascal. There are 4 coin purses on me in various hidden locations.
One of them is missing.
Roll a d4. We'll see if
That's
you got.
hilarious.
We'll see if you got platinum, gold, silver, or rocks. Yeah.
1.
Okay. The 3 was the platinum. That was the one I was most concerned about. Let's see here.
I didn't give my character any starting money because I figured that any like valuable like coins may have been used as part of like the treasure vault or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's more what you've required, like in port when you went to the bank, would be very, minor, minuscule, but yeah, basically all your
That's fair.
stuff is gone.
I mean, I would equip him with his standard items, but like nothing magical and stuff.
Right. But that does mean the party can spend money to equip the party.
Yeah.
One. So you got 49 silver.
So you see your bag of silver floating in a magical hand in front of your face. Shortly thereafter.
Always wondered what rat tastes like.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a rat. Just showing that you're not the only one with some skills.
Do you often chew on yourself?
Oh, this is going to get good. I love this. And you see Doran, rubbing his hands together. This will be good. You'll keep me sharp.
Well, guys, let's go look for a ship.
It's like, yeah. We'll just leave that impulsive part out. My character for now. I mean, the 2 options are snatching bag out of air or using the hand crossbow to put a dart between Squeak's legs.
You could try. Squeaks
But
did
they
hand
did
it
just
right back to
rescue
you.
me. Yeah,
Cookie was asking what kind of skills are available.
this is fair. Is it still floating in the air in front of me, or did it float back?
Unless you took it, yeah, it's just in the hands, offering it back to you.
I will. I'll do a sleight of hand check to get my hand crossbow out and pin it to the wall. Just shoot it out of the air.
Okay.
Oh, I could be reasonably persuasive too, if need be.
That's nice.
I
rolled 2 19s on the die. Which would make it a 25 sleight of hand and a 25 to hit it.
Nice. Yep. You pin it to the wall.
Doran,
in a holy place.
That
Oh,
was not
they
a good
probably, they
choice
probably
for
left
this.
and we're probably doing this in an inn, not in the middle of the
Oh.
temple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine we're more of in a bar setting because we've all been dry for many
Hey,
years.
But what are you blaming me for? Who are you again, Mister Captain?
I'm Cookie. I just I think it's a little bit rude to put holes in people's walls.
That, look at Freyan. That wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
I like
You see
point.
this? You see this?
Oh,
This
okay,
is
okay.
this is a
To be
crossbow
fa-
bolt. This is a short bow. I don't fire crossbow bolts out of short bows.
Cookie, it actually was
Okay.
Fran. I saw her do it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a hand crossbow. They're tiny little
I've
darts.
seriously mixed up your two characters. I'm sorry.
Are you sure
I
you're
would have said it
leading this
to
group?
Freyan.
See,
Wow.
this is a short bow, and this is an arrow that goes in a short bow, and this is clearly a crossbow bolt.
And
very
this
small
is a
one.
wand of wonder. Who knows what it does?
Then again, with a sleight of hand of 25, Cookie may have not seen who shot it.
Ooh.
Then again, with Cookie versus the player, Cookie may have, or the player may have missed the characters.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's great, guys. We go and try to buy a hammer ship.
You are able to do so.
Installation fee for the helm. Boy, is it included in the price and
Oh,
stuff.
they'll install the helm if you have one.
Okay. So, we mark out 50,000.
Indeed. And then any additional you want for weaponry or other equipment, which we can do that off stream. So,
Yeah.
anything before we wrap up? Or are we all set?
That's good for me.
All right. Then we will see you all next week for more fun. See you guys then.
Yep.